to it. So it looked like maybe you picked an alphabetical order who went, and if that's the case, I should have used my married name, which is Slickman, and then I went ahead to be first. My organization provides quality mental health care to the underprivileged and underserved in the hood. We are about giving psychotherapy. I have 40 years of doing work with teens in trauma and sexual abuse. And a year and a half ago, I had a young woman come see me. She'd been sexually abused by her brother. She was 20 and still had to live in the home with him. I saw her for nothing. My fee was usually $125 an hour, but that was the right thing to do. But what I discovered was it took her 3 buses to get to my place at 75th and State Line, Northern Prairie Village. She lives east of Prospect, and I wasn't okay with that. She'd been through so much already. Her parents were not supporting her getting therapy. It just wasn't okay with me. So that's when I decided I had to do something. And so how I am unique, or we are unique as an organization, we're very small. We've been a 501 since July 2013, but been providing services basically since February. And I just decided I needed to take quality mental health care to the hood. To that end, I am currently in the Bluford Public Library at 31st and Prospect, about 3 days a week, working for nothing. I still have my private practice to pay the bills. I do teen chat on Monday nights. I passed out a paper to show you guys kind of what I do. This last Monday, we had 22 young people in teen chat. We talk about things like birth control, safe sex, why you want to graduate from college, or high school, then college. And we're making a big impact down there. I'll go in and the boys will be at the computer. I've got mostly boys, I don't know why, and I'll go in and they're very polite, they're all black. And I'll go in and they'll stand up from their computer and say, Miss Leslie, and they'll give me great big hugs, and they give me hugs when I leave. And they feel comfortable talking to me about their problems. Several of them have lost a parent. 6 of them know people who've been shot. One girl lost a cousin 2 weeks ago in a drive-by shooting. What my goal is, and what I'm asking for, is I'm asking for furniture, I'm asking for computers and phones. We are going to buy a house across the street from Bluford. So far, everything's been my money. The mortgage down there was like $300 a month, so it's not really awful. But we want to have a place that's private. The Max saw Bluford, there's no privacy there. We thought when we first went in, we could do that there. But I have to have privacy for these kids who are crying in my office, and for the mother who lost her son to murder last year. You know, we need that privacy, so we're going to go into a house. I think that, well, I know how I'm different. Nobody else is doing this. I mean, not a private entity. Nobody else is going to the people. And library system, I'm sorry, I wanted to tell you, I do have a memorandum of understanding with the Kansas City Public Library System, so they're backing me 100%. I asked why they put me at Bluford first. It's the worst zip code in the Kansas City Public Library System. So the next library they're putting me in is in Independence, which has the same socioeconomic issues as Bluford does. And what my goal is to be in the library system full time. There's 13 branches. I have some experienced therapists that I'm going to pull along with me. I will only use experienced therapists who know trauma. I work with sexual abuse. I work with kids that have multiple personality disorder, and I've been able to resolve that in people. And so I feel very confident in my skills. And it might be hard to tell, but I'm really passionate about what I'm doing. I love it more than I can tell you. I can't wait to get out of my private practice. I've been doing it for 22 years, and just be down working with these kids, trying to break the cycle of violence. It's heartbreaking. I talked to an 8-year-old kid. This was around 4th of July, and I said, have you heard gunshots before? Because most of those kids have. And he said, well, I might have heard gunshots last night, but I don't know. I had to go to the store to get cornbread mix for Mom for dinner. It was a Sunday night. And there was a dog eating a dead body. I'm like, these kids are so immune to this trauma that I really want to get in and eradicate it. I have a specialty in, I'm certified in therapy called eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing. It is picked by the American Psychological Association to work with post-traumatic stress and trauma. And that's why I'm certified in that. I'm also certified in another one that's similar called Brain Spotting. Trauma tends to be held in the body, and those types of therapy help go deep in the body and work to bring the trauma up and help resolve it. And so I'm really happy and proud about those things. I am a training junkie, so I get trained in all the up-to-date therapies because I'm not going to do what I do if I can't be the best. I'm not trying to brag, but I do go get trained by people that create the training, the modality. So I have it in my office. They tease me because I go to so many trainings. I think I mentioned, I'm so nervous you guys. Oh, it does say in the grant, for those of you who read the grant, that we were also going to go into the housing authority. At this time, we're not, given that there's 13 branches of the library, so I can't stretch myself that thin. Our organization is going to offer therapy to an organization on the Missouri side that I can't remember the name of it, but it works with foster kids and kids that need forever families, kids that have been severed from their families, and they have a shelter group home, and they've asked me to come do therapy over there too. So as soon as I get some money, can leave, as I said, the private practice alone, then I'll be able to do that. What did I forget? Huh? Oh, I know what I wanted to say. I really did want to say this. So on Monday, on Friday when I was at Bluebird, I was telling a little group of kids that I was a psychotherapist, and this little girl said, she's 18, she said, "Can I please see you?" And so I did a session with her on Monday, and she'd been molested by her father from the ages of 4 to 11. Dad's in prison, but not for that. And she might be pregnant. I took her pregnancy test down there last night. These kids have no money. Like, I give them money for bus passes because it's so freezing cold out. And so I worked with her on that. The father of the baby, if she's pregnant, is in jail, and she may be going to jail next week from stealing underwear from Walmart. Those are my kids. Those are my kids. So the reason I feel like I can be successful with her is because this young woman, Anna, I work with, and she said, "Will you please talk about me tonight?" And she's a current client. She was molested by an older boy when she was a kid, and then her mother's a severe alcoholic, and she was taken in almost to be reparented by this woman and her children, and 4 children, and that woman molested her over 6 or 9 months. And she came to me because she was suicidal, and she's doing fabulous today, which gives me confidence to work with the young woman I just mentioned from Monday. So my hope is to be able to help give these kids hope and help them find lifestyles where they can choose to live in that community still if they want, or they can choose to get out, because they simply don't have those role models. They're starving for adult attention that's appropriate. So thank you so much for picking me as a finalist in our organization. I'm really tickled, and thank you so much.
I have 2 questions. Firstly, how are kids referred to you? Do they just come into the library system, you have their find, and are you getting any state funding?
I don't have no funding. We've had 2 house fundraisers at the house. This particular library, and it's true the one in Independence, is like a community center. So in the summer, the kids are there when the doors open. I mean, they're literally standing outside because there's computers for the kids. They get from Harvesters a meal from 3:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. I don't know why not on the weekends. And there's heat and there's air conditioning and there's safe adults. And so they're just there. I mean, I can't even count how many kids are there. There's so many different kids in different weeks. It just blows me away. But we are going after other funding with H&R Block, the Curry Family Healthcare Foundation.
So you're in the library system interacting with the children. I'm just trying to understand how the children find you.
I go around and I introduce myself.
Okay.
And I tell them what I do, and I tell them about Teen Chat. The library puts up posters for me about Teen Chat. We're going to do an adult stress release group. The problem I'm having with Blueford is they've got a conference room that's used so much by so many organizations. That's why I'm buying the house. That's the second reason I'm buying the house. So it's word of mouth And that's how my private practice works too. But they're just there all day, you know, and so they all know who I am now, and I'm not shy. Did somebody?
If I missed it, I'm sorry, but what's the amount of the grant request?
Oh, $15,030 for chairs, desks, couches, cell phones, computers, to set the office.
How many kids?
Oh, I mean, in any given evening, there can be 40 or 50 kids down there. And the first teen chat I did was the first Monday in July. I had 7 kids, and one night recently we had 28.
And how do you track them? Like, is it via, like, is it through the school system or through the library? Like,
They're
get a
just
library
there.
card?
They're just there. And when they come to teen chat, I have them sign in. And, you know, because the library wants to know how many kids I saw. And if we had a couple do some scrimmaging in the room, and we needed their names to get them blackballed. They get blackballed for like a week, and then they get to come back, and if they mess up again, we'd probably boot it for good. And then they'll just go to a different library.
How many, you preference having other staff or bringing other, do you have a plan to have is your organization already more than you, or do you have a plan to make it more than you?
I have a plan to make it more than me, and I do have a colleague that does some work. He does it out of his office in Brookside. For example, he sees my dog sitter who's depressed and anxious, and she can only afford $20, so ImpactKC pays him $60. So he's not getting his full fee, but he's getting good money. She's getting good help. And I feel
What's your intention of buying the house to still stay closely linked with the library
absolutely.
system, and is that going to be your central location?
That's going to be my,
though?
yeah, it's going to be my central location. I'm also involved with Kansas City No Violence Alliance, and we have a goal to clean up Prospect from 29 to 39.
Okay.
And so it's sort of like the Hood is my home.
Okay.
I don't know why, it's just in my blood. I started volunteering in the Hood when I was 16. And so I like it. Yeah, it's going to be,
The library would refer people to you across the street.
right,
Okay.
absolutely
Right.
correct.
Okay.
But I'd still be over there doing stuff,
Okay.
so that they could get to know me and I'd have that presence there. So, yeah. Anything else?
Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you.
David, before we go on to the next one, Leslie did a great job, but I just wanted to make everybody aware. I can follow you best I can with the video, but it really helps me out if you stay in that general area. And what Leslie did was fine, right? Walking right around the area, I can catch you. If not, I have to try to track you, and I'm not the most coordinated person. That's the only caveat.
Thank you. The next finalist to present is Dr. Jermaine Washington.
I think a lot of them are out there.
David, could you announce how much everybody's seeking the grants that? Okay, got it.
Yeah, we have it.
David, coming in now.
You still chowing down on the,
Still in my place.
that's that cleanup. They do, that's all we do.
We'll try to
Less,
do
'cause
a
you
good
know
job
you're
of getting
gonna
our
get
finalists in tonight and cheaper. So you can be able to start speaking. I'd like to introduce Dr. Jermaine Washington, who's the clinical director of Benilde Hall.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, I'm glad to be here. I'm Dr. Jermaine Washington, Clinical Director of Benilde Hall. We are an intensive outpatient substance abuse, mental health, and transitional living program for men 18 and over. also have my colleague here from Safe Haven. This is Jennifer Twig.
Hello, as she mentioned, I am Jennifer Twig. I'm the clinical director of the Benilde Hall Safe Haven program. We're also a transitional living facility for homeless veterans, and we serve eventually up to 25 veterans when we fulfill our contract requirements.
So it looks like our PowerPoint has made it.
There's only one picture.
There was only one picture. Okay, this is starting on a PowerPoint. Okay. Okay. So with Benilde Hall, we've been in business for about 20 years. We service veterans, municipal court, drug court, and we also do outreach. And that's to the homeless camps. We provide various interventions such as dialectical behavioral therapy, and what that is that's a group counseling program invented by Dr. Marsha Linehan. And what that does is that helps to change the way a person thinks, help to increase mental illness, and also coping skills. And I'm going to have Jennifer to talk about the Safe Haven program before we go into our requests.
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, the Safe Haven program is a transitional living facility for homeless veterans. We will at some point serve 25 veterans, as I mentioned, as well as female and male veterans. So we will be able to serve both genders, which is exciting because I'm used to Benilde Hall, which is when it's all men, so it's exciting to venture into something new. Our contract is actually through the VA Medical Center here in Kansas City, so that's who I interact with on a daily basis. It's a brand new concept to the treatment world. The Safe Haven project follows the Housing First model. I don't know if everyone here is familiar with that, but the goal and idea of this program is to get our veterans off the streets and in permanent housing within a short period of time. We just opened in 2014. We've been open about 9 months, so it's been really exciting to watch this program grow and continue to evolve and change and become what we need it to be. Okay, we're currently serving 14 homeless veterans. Like I said, our next phase of the program is to be able to move on and accommodate 25 veterans. So that is part of our goal. It, like I mentioned, focuses primarily on the chronically homeless veteran population. But with that, we see a lot of different co-occurring disorders. So we're going to see a lot of mental health issues that haven't been addressed for a long time because they've been in the camps or they've been in the bridges or staying in stairwells. We're also going to see a lot of substance abuse issues. So I think a lot of times when we're working with the homeless populations, those kind of go hand in hand. So we are helping them address their substance abuse issues. However, we're not requiring that they seek treatment. So we actually give a lot of that power back to our veteran and let them become more autonomous and be able to grow and move on and accomplish their own goals, which has been really exciting to watch happen as well. So I can give the floor back to Dr. Washington now.
And just to add a little bit more about the whole umbrella of Benilde Hall, not only we go out into the homeless camps, but we have what we call a successful discharge where when they come into the program, a lot of our clients have mental health issues and substance abuse issues as well. In order to be successfully discharged from the program, they have to have found housing, obtain income, and maintain sobriety. So I want to go ahead and talk about the request. This is a request for $10,000 for a van to transport homeless veterans to the KCVA for medical appointments as well as other appointments they may need, such as court, the DMV, job appointments, social service appointments, and housing appointments. Now, Benilde Hall will match $10,000 purchase with a van with $20,000 for this effort.
And our transportation needs, Safe Haven, they're going to be quite similar and comparable to Benilde Hall. Part of what we need to provide at the Safe Haven program is more of the case management piece that we've not been able to provide due to lack of transportation. So our clients are obviously all veterans, as I mentioned, so we can get them to the VA very quickly because we're about 2 miles away from them. But beyond that, if I need to get them engaged in other services in the community, that's where we need the transportation piece to be able to provide that. A lot of times our clients are coming in without proper identification, so I'm going through a lot of that, trying to help them obtain all these documents that I think sometimes we take for granted. I didn't realize I took it for granted until I was helping them work on it, so that's something that we want to help the veteran get connected to these community resources and be able to provide that transportation so they can get engaged in that care outside of the VA. And we would also like to be able to provide transportation for them to look at their housing. So if they're looking online, things look a lot prettier on the internet. So we'd like to be able to transport them to apartments that they're looking at and be able to make progress on their treatment goals while they're in our program. And I know that's a lot of what Benilde Hall would also like to be able to provide to their residents as well. So, do we have any questions? Yes.
Can you clarify, it's one request, one van?
Yes.
Got it. Do you have a van? How are you going to get a van for $10,000? That seems pretty low.
We're going to match that with another $10,000.
Okay. Okay, sorry, I think I missed that. Thank you.
Yes, Rita.
So where do the veterans, where do they live? The 15 that you're serving right now, which facility they live in?
The 15 that you're talking about currently live in the Benilde Hall Safe Haven program. We are over on the east side of town. We're right across the street from St. Paul School of Theology, actually.
Okay, so could you again, sorry if I missed it.
It's okay.
Really fast. Could you again explain the relationship, because I'm still confused.
We are one agency, and we recently got this contract to implement the Benilde Hall Safe Haven program. So it's an expansion of the Benilde Hall program. So we're operating under one umbrella, and then we have Benilde Hall, and we have Benilde Hall Safe Haven now.
All right, what's the difference between Benilde Hall and Benilde Hall Safe Haven?
Benilde Hall, no, and programming. Benilde Hall is actually a substance abuse treatment program that serves homeless men that all have mental health issues as well. At the Safe Haven program, it's just for veterans only, and it's all for the chronically homeless population. And our goal is to help them obtain housing within a short period of time.
Now, thank you.
Heather?
Yeah.
Do you already have the match? Excuse me? You said you're matching the...
Yes, we will match 10,000. Oh, do we have?
Yes, do you already have it?
The agency, yes.